Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Now, also, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you also have to know that part of your reading is going to be a shadow reading because I like to go deep within my reading. So I look at everything. I look at the spiritual wounds, the shadows, and we see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience. If you want to enter into winning a reading, you'll also have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. All right. Now you'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath. If I did, just go to the description box, find my email, send me an email telling me that I chose you, and then we'll pick the best day and time that works for the both of us. And the day before or the day of your live stream, I will send you the link. So you'll never have to wonder, where's the link? Because it goes right to your inbox. All right. Let's jump right on in this early afternoon here in Florida. I'm going to go to the Hard Rock Cafe in the next a few hours, I think. So the next reading, you won't probably see a backdrop because I will be at the hotel or Airbnb. I'm not sure where I'm staying yet. All right. Let's see. The word out is fear, fear. You know, there's only two energies, love and fear. And when we have shadows, we always are coming from a place of fear because the shadow part of self is a part of self that the ego has created. It's not the true self. We always know when we're coming from our true self. We can feel when something's when something's true, when something's ethical. And I'm feeling like you're connected to somebody that everything that they do is they come from a place of fear consciousness. And I feel like at one point in time that you also did. I just feel that you've done healing on yourself. So is it something that you battle with still? Yes. It's something that you still battle with. However, you've done some spiritual work. So there is like you question yourself when you get into a negative thought pattern, when you get stuck in a certain feeling or emotion. Like, you do the reflection work, you have done shadow work, there's an understanding of, again, spiritual. I'm feeling like you're connected to someone that doesn't have any knowledge. They have knowledge of religion, but they don't have any knowledge really of spiritual. Now, does that mean that they haven't tried to dabble in it? I feel like for their ego, they did, to try to get close to you at one point, but they never took stock in it. And they come from an environment that, I said, has conditioned them. So I feel like they've inherited family karma, right? When we inherit, behaviorisms and habits that keep us stuck in a place of disempowerment and lack. And I feel like your person has a lot of trauma from childhood. And it, like I said, plays out in every area of their life. And I feel like, as I said, you've done healing. However, it's something that you still battle. So I think a lot for you and your growth is, and that this, and this is why I'm saying it, because this is the underlining energy, that that having certain people around you can bring you down. Because again, it's something that you battle with. It's something that you're overcoming. It's something that where this person hasn't done any work. So imagine being with someone that is triggering you all the time because they're always coming from a place of lack and limitation. And that's where you came from. And so I'm feeling like, said, there is a spiritual connection, however. And the fear really is that your person knows that they screwed up this connection wholeheartedly, 110, 15, 1,000%. They played games and they're in fear because your energy has changed. I do feel like there is a connection still, but again, what's overriding this energy is fear. And it's mainly because what this person has done and that you've had time to think about it. And this person has had time to think about what they've done. So we're going to look and see how the cards play out. But being that that's the underlying energy, it wouldn't be surprising if you're like, well, they ain't doing shit. Because it's like, well, there's a reason that they say stuck and stupid, right? Because when we're in survival mode, we're not meant to be able to think logically and analytically. And this person is wounded up. And they also know that they've done things. It's like, and then because I feel like with you, Virgo, it's like you're the nicest person, but when you're mean, like your mean is not really mean, you just detach. And that's something that this person does. And that this is something that this person, I also feel like grew up in an environment with a person that did that. So it's making them almost like respect you, love you more. Like there's also an undertone of abandonment. So like I said, let's see why I just channeled that. Don't know why. Not in charge of what comes out of my mouth. No, that sounds crazy, but you got to be a clear conduit. Again, excessive. Again, this person like has a because they again don't feel strong within themselves because when a person has fear, they're in survival mode. They have a block in their root chakra, so there's a disconnection from their physical body, the physical world, all physical elements of the physical world, and obviously their creator. And so this person strictly comes from a survival mechanism or has. And so they were a very surface type of person. And so they continued to do things to try to get aroused out of you. This person is not emotionally intelligent because, again, if you have a block in your root chakra, you have a block in every single chakra. And like I said, if you have a block in all physical elements of the physical world, it means that you have money problems. Money is like this. I feel like this person pretends that they always have money, that they're always secure. I feel like they don't have a problem making money. I feel like they have a problem holding on to money. So they might have gambling problem, addictions. Again, that money is they lose it. And they lose it because, again, of carelessness, whether or not people sue them, whether they get involved with people that don't honor and respect them. This person's not intelligent when it comes to being emotionally intelligent. So they can't really read people, especially if they're always in their ego, which is what this person does, because there's a sense of not being able to trust themselves. So I feel like they had feelings, but they continued to like do things to like get underneath your skin to try and get you to react. And the thing is, it's like you didn't react. And I also feel like instead of apologizing, they stayed away extra long. Like everything that they did, they had to do it like over the top. And I feel like that's also part of addictive behavior. That's a second chakra imbalance, again, which is when a person doesn't have individuality, they don't really have a balance, meaning they don't know who they are. If they're so wounded up because, again, of the family trauma, which happens, it happens. If you grew up in an environment where it was tumultuous, where the parents constantly fought, there was alcohol, there was drugs, there was a lack of money. Unfortunately, we inherit that trauma. And I feel like, again, both you and this person have that in common. I just feel like you've done work. So again, they don't know who they are, where I feel like you're starting to know who you are. So again, the excessive behavior, and excessive is over drinking, overdoing it. It's a second chakra imbalance. And it's because this person is, again, like gets manic. And they get manic because they don't know how to express themselves. Again, and it's all rooted in fear. But the excessive, like overdoing it. And what it says is, again, not being grounded. That's again the lack of connection to the physical body, the physical world, right? Fear, survival mode. So we can see how that survival mode winds up releasing certain, chemicals in our body that makes a person actually feel the need to do. It's like compulsive, obsessive behavior. That's what this is. So this person's like, oh, gets over the top. And it's because they haven't healed that energy. So they're always in search for the next best thing. You see, again, I don't know where it is because I'm looking for the answer outside of me. And I kind of feel like you might be it, Virgo, because I like everything that I see. But you've worked hard on that. And this person doesn't know how to be in a relationship, it seems like, because they don't know who they are. It doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. Again, and oh, it's like that's the thing. This person, if you try to have a conversation with them, they see it as like you're lashing out at them. But I feel like they're the ones that actually lashes out. They're the ones that, so they project a lot of what is like what they perceive, but they're wounded. So everything that they see is through distorted perceptions about who they perceive they are. That's not who they are. They're coming from their behaviorisms. They're coming from their past fears. This is why healing's imperative. We're a society that doesn't talk about healing, but this is the problem because everything that this person like sees and hears is distorted because of that energy. We're energy beings. And how it comes out is through this person's behavior. So they're never satisfied. Of course, if we're not satisfied with who we are, we're going to look for that answer outside of ourselves. This is where compulsive, obsessive behavior comes from. I'm going to overbuy. I'm going to overeat. I'm going to over excessive behavior. And I'm not going to hear anything that you really say because I already don't like me. So everything that I hear is going to be through this distorted, earpiece where it's like everything's going to trigger you then because you're like, I can't even have a conversation. I can't even have a conversation. Like, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? That's that's how it makes you feel like. And then spirit says, well, if you're connected to this person, guess what? It's you. Like, because it's almost keep like being connected to this person because that's their energy. You would become in survival mode, and which is that fear consciousness again. And there was a sense that this person did it so much that you called their bluff. You were like, you know what? You want to act like you don't like me. You want to act like you don't give a shit about me. You want to act like you're better than me. You want to act like I'm less than, which I feel like all these were your trigger. It was like, how dare you disrespect me? See, this person got the healed version of you. I feel like, spirit also brings people into our lives to show us how much that we've evolved. And this person, saw like, that lady from The Exorcist that the head went around and around. That was you. You were like, I know you weren't talking to me about that. It's like, I know. So you walked away. You were like, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything to you, but you felt my energy. You felt my head going around. I might not said anything, but I detached. And I detached from you. And I called you bluff because guess what? You're the one that's suffering. You're the one that has the fear energy. You're the one that's in lack. You're the one that's in limitation, but you're trying to make me feel that way because you don't want to like talk to me. You want to act like ignore me. You want to be avoidant. Of course you want to be avoidant. And that's your default mechanism. You're not going to look at how I react or respond. Again, like trying to steal my spiritual energy, trying to steal my energy, trying to make me feel bad about myself. Got it. Only again, I detach from you so that, so now it's like your pride is in the way. Your ego is in the way because there's been a lot of time now and the ego isn't real. It's a counterfeit. version of the true self, the real self, the higher self, the part of self that's connected to God, that highest consciousness, which is that unconditional love. Everything is derived from the Christ consciousness, which is unconditional love. That's what it is, the opposite of this energy. This is the devil energy. Again, this energy will keep you in a place of doubt. This will keep you in a place of anger and always project. And it's because the person's, again, disassociated, you know? So part of them is always going to disrespect. And then they, stay long periods of time being stubborn. Again, stonewalling. I'm not going to give in. But behind the scenes, Virgo, they're obsessing. And then what's hiding is shame. Because this is the energy. That's the energy that's held within the root chakra. That's the energy that will keep you stuck in a place of survival. And over time, it distorts your perceptions about yourself and the world around you. So, of course, this person has built, behaviorisms to deal with that. And then they hide behind their pride. But you can feel it because there's so much sorrow. And shame will always keep you in a place of disgust. So their triggers, your triggers rather, because we have to look and see, even though we obviously can see this as a three-ring circus. Person has a lot of blocks. Past lover, of course, they never let go of anyone, because they never leave properly. They're avoidant. I don't want to, hurt anyone. And it's because I'm so unsure, I can't really make permanent decisions. Because if I make permanent decisions and they don't work out, so they're already a self-fulfilled prophecy that things aren't going to work out. And it's not going to work out because, again, I never really close anything out properly. And so understand, I get a lot of attachments, not real friendships, attachments, people that I use, people that blow my ego up, that I'm able to use them for what I want to use them for. Men, it's all about, again, gaslighting. This person's always strategizing. It's like because they're not coming from their true self. They don't like who they are, so they're never really going to let anyone in. But this is, you didn't let go of my past. Like you didn't let go of your past. So you bring that shit in. And then it's like you want to gaslight me and pretend that you only care about me. You only have eyes for me, trying to form an attachment with me. So this is how you felt. You're like, the whole time, I felt like there was somebody else. And you're trying to X factor. But it's like you felt like you were treated like, like a child, actually. When you would confront this person, they would lash out. And it was all, again, because there's people in the background that they don't want to really let go of. And so, and what you'd find is obviously three is a crowd. This person can only give energy to one of you. So for you, because you're stronger and you're not an attachment, really, because you've done work, it's like this person is going to go to the easiest source. Because it's what's familiar, it's what's safe. But it doesn't mean that they're happy. It means that it's like, I feel if anything, now they're bored because we're not down here to be comfortable. We're down here to learn and to learn that we're not separate from unconditional love. This person is, again, in their lowest possible energy. And it's because, again, of where they came from and the relationships that they create. When you only have attachments, those people are going to come back eventually and they're going to say, well, like I've been here for you, you owe me. You owe me. They're going to guilt, they're going to manipulate, they're going to be the same exact energy that that this person displayed. the person that was connected to you. I'm not even going to say that you were connected to them, only because it's like, I don't think you knew who this person was. It's like when you got involved with them, because again, they were a person that has a lot of shadows. They wear a different mask every day. You don't know who you're dealing with. It's like, and that's the thing. You might have met this person on Monday and they were seemed normal, and by like Wednesday they were somebody else. Like you met a person that went off to work, seemed real clean cut, seemed like they were really successful, and by Wednesday you saw that they really, their entire life that they showed you was a lie. Again, and so of course excluded, ignored, and this is with the excessive energy. So it's, again, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not, like, I'm going to spiritually attack you, and spiritually attack you was to try to, you know, knock you down so that you would give to them, so that they didn't really, it looks like, so that they wouldn't really have to let go of that other person. Because they're used to getting what they want. So why should I have to change my life, is what I'm feeling. And so again, all the blame fell onto you, Virgo, because this person would focus more on your reaction and not what they were doing. It's like, don't look behind the green curtain. Like there's a little man, bold man that's pulling the strings. Don't look at that. It's like, and how dare you look at it, and how dare you confront me on it? Oh, now I'm going to punish you and I'm going to ignore you. And I'm going to act like other people are more important than you. And I'm going to keep doing it. So this is what they did. I feel like this person is low energy, and they treat everyone from their level of consciousness, of how they know how to navigate relationships. This is taught behavior. I want to see whether or not this person feels anything. Because a lot of times, just because person feels this way doesn't mean that they don't even have feelings. That's what's crazy. Not that that matters. Or whether or not they've done any healing work, or whether they've done any reflection work. Because a lot of times you might say, well, what the fuck for? I mean, nothing came about this energy. I've detached. Well, again, if maybe for you, it was a karmic test, but for this person, you know, every relationship's supposed to help heal us a little bit, bring us closer to that and natural energy, that our true energy, which is unconditional love. We're all born not being prejudiced, not everything is beautiful, everything is the way a child sees it. Children are innocent. They don't have any preconceived notions. They haven't lived through traumatic experiences where people lied and betrayed them and hurt them. So everything is seen through clear, which is why children only give unconditional love. And then once they go to kindergarten and then they go to first grade, it begins to change, because already then children get hurt. They see different, you know, perceptions of life. So understand everything's to help us revert back to unconditional love. When a person has this many shadows, and you might say, well, it barely did anything. And Spirit says, well, it's a slow process. That's why we live many lifetimes. You know, karmic mate. That's why you have past karmic mates. Our inner guidance is clear, but our ego is resisting it. And so it's, again, like, that's this person, like you said, they know, have feelings for you, but again, the ego is driving the bus. The ego is driving the bus. So I don't really even feel that this person's coming back or doing anything right now, because I feel like, again, they're just in balance. If anything, they're actually there. They go in and out of, and you might be like, I feel like they don't give a shit. I feel like they do care. I just feel like they don't know how to express how they care, because they, again, don't want to seem vulnerable. Their wounds, the ego has created walls to keep them safe, to keep, you know, them from experiencing the pain, but they don't realize what it's doing is it's keeping them locked into the pain. And so we have to say, well, why would you attract a person like this in your life, right? Because this energy you can't really do much with. So it doesn't even matter if they're going to come back, because don't be surprised if they come back. It's like, if this person will come back into you, tell them to go fuck themselves and never come back again. And you would have to be that direct with them. And still they might even try and come back one more time, because it's like, now that you don't want me, I'm gonna, like, it's again, my fear of abandonment is gone. And you remind me now so much of that mothering energy or fathering energy that I never got, that acceptance that I never got. Well, now I'm gonna try and prove to you. Like, again, it's like, I'm over it now. You ruined it. But when you grow up in a family that continually betrays you, and you continually forgive because you love, because that's your mother, that's your father, you tend to believe that everyone's going to have that level, that capacity to, give, to forgive. And not everybody does, first of all. And number two, nor do we have to have that level. We have to forgive for ourselves, but that does not mean to make everything go back to normal and pretend that it didn't happen. That's how this person grew up. So they sense that, doesn't everybody live that way? It's like, no, it's so very disrespectful. You say horrible things, do horrible things, and then come back into my life and expect that you didn't do all that. It's like, but it creates intimacy problems, trust at the finest. And the deepest level of intimacy is trust. I obviously don't want to fuck you if, I don't trust you. Hey, that rhymes. It's like, or does it? I won't say it again because I don't know if you can get in trouble or not. But a potty mouth. Got a potty mouth. All right, so let's see. Play. So I take this as you aren't really allowed to play, because when these are inner childhood wounds. I also feel like for some of you, you'd be like, well, I did play. And through the imagination, I was able to escape my tumultuous upbringing. I feel like that was for some of you. And others of you were like, I was able to escape, but I wasn't allowed to really go out and experience the things that I wanted to experience because I had a parent that was really overbearing, that was really angry, that was really controlling, that just, they didn't live a happy life. So they projected a lot of their anger onto me. So again, that would be a trauma. And again, the same type of imbalance that this person grew up in. Because like I said, you've done some healing. It's not like you haven't, but it's like to be around that energy is hard for someone that is totally healed. Never mind that it's just gotten to a place of, hey, like I like where I am, and things are starting to happen. There's still like that, like little green monster in the back of our head. And the reason why is because until you integrate the spiritual lesson, which is go through the same type of experience, but see it differently and see yourself differently, you haven't transmuted that energy. You haven't integrated it. And so the thing is, it's like life experiences are what is going to transmute the rest of that energy into helping you see yourself differently. So again, play. This person, again, it's like we want to keep you in a place of craziness so you can't discover yourself. Again, it's all about me, 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 me. Only I'm not going to give you anything in return, which is pretty much how you feel like you grew up. Not that parent didn't give love. They loved you unconditionally. However, it's like when parent isn't happy, it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's like, I'm trying to fix your life. I'm not living my life, and I'm getting very little for it in return from an emotional standpoint. Again, because children aren't looking at money. They're not saying you didn't pay me. They're saying emotionally, it's like I wanted to go to the park. I wanted to go to the movie. I wanted to hang out with my friends. I wanted to and I wasn't allowed to. No matter how good I was, no matter how much I did, it was never good enough. So then I become more worried about satisfying the people in my environment than finding myself, is where that spiritual block from the second chakra occurs. It doesn't mean that you didn't gain gifts from going to school and learning different things. It means that somebody influenced you, whether that was school, your parents, somebody that said you should go to school, you should do this, set yourself up for success. And so people have the right intention. It doesn't matter whether it's the right intention or the wrong intention. I mean, God looks and says, I look at intention. That's all I look at. I don't actually look at the action. However, when we develop the spiritual block, whatever it is, it doesn't matter whether the environment was good or bad. It just means that you yourself didn't experience. So there's a weakness there, and you will attract someone with the same exact weakness. But it doesn't mean that you were so abused and grew up in an alcoholic family, and where I feel like this person grew up in a very tumultuous environment where you was like, it was controlled and restricted, and and I never felt like it was good enough. And but nevertheless, I knew my parents loved me, and just the way that they expressed it. So again, this is flow, right? So this is the second chakra. This is all about the second chakra, your individuality. That second chakra is our emotional center. So when we can't really go with the flow, like our emotions are supposed to be like water. We're supposed to observe our emotions from like a standpoint and not react and not from those emotions. Many people react from their emotions, where really our emotions are just to teach us where our spiritual blocks are and really how we feel, and to experience things obviously on a more deep and intimate way. So our emotions help us to discover ourselves. So, but how can we not let our emotions take over? And that is where you healed and this person didn't. It's like you created yourself. You created yourself. And you found other areas in life that bring you passion and joy. Again, that second chakra, the individuality center, to be able to go with the flow of life means I'm in my passion for life. Again, the same chakra, that second chakra. Your unique individuality is what you decide to choose, and it's through the investment of yourself, through going out and playing and finding yourself and discovering yourself. You'll be able to go with the flow of life. You'll be able to, again, shut those emotions off, which is what you did to this person, which is what is making this person. They are going crazy because they're like, no, the one thing that I have is like, I'm able to, get underneath someone's skin and make them react and lose their mind emotionally. And here that you're not paying any attention, you detached. And the reason why is because I feel like you did that. It's like, but it's something that you had to master. And so Spirit's saying, look how you mastered that. You mastered that. You used to be very reactionary. You used to, again, need to say something, but you detached and looked at the response you're getting. The response is exactly what you wanted, which is, this person's really pissing me off. They're hurting me. It's like, I want to do something back, but I can't, because I can't react, because I just feed the fire. And because you did have feelings for this person. They did have feelings for you, but instead of expressing them, this is what they did. They undervalued the relationship. So of course you detached. But you found yourself. Because again, it's like this person like overwhelmed you, but obviously growing up in an environment that didn't make you feel safe is overwhelming. If we don't feel good enough about ourselves, then every situation is going to seem overwhelming, right? Because really, you're only having a relationship with yourself. Everyone's a reflection of yourself, or it's the universe telling you really what you need to heal, what you need to, how you need to navigate your life, and also again, how much healing you've done. And that's what I feel like. I feel like this person, was all in their shit, and they're not really capable of being in that relationship. So even though any type of relationship, because they were never taught the basic skills, but from a spiritual connection, this person did feel like they have a connection to you. Now we would say, why though? It's again, for you, it was to see the growth. For them, I feel like it's because they are, like in this energy. It's not that they don't have feelings, they lost you. So, and being that they lost you, it's they have to learn. They have to, but they're not going to they refuse to do the reflection work, is which why they never heal. So they're going to, like, see, obviously you're not in their life. They have to reflect on it, and they're gonna say, well, I play games, and I never wanted to face it. And in the end of the game, I neglected this person. So it fell apart. And now I'm the one that's alone because I didn't nurture the connection. I never let go of past people. And so because I had one foot in this world and one foot in there, and I wasn't willing to make a decision. And that's really what it is. And that's why they're excessive behavior. It's again in confronting and, you know, everything else that they did. It's like I don't even feel like they have feelings for that other person. It's just because, like I said, they're bored now in that situation. So it's just a sense that this person likes to be able to, fulfill their own needs. Again, it's addictive behavior. So we have to say again, there's nothing good that I could say that actually, like, I can say, all right, about this person, to be honest with you. I could say, okay, well, what is this person supposed to like learn? Or did this person learn anything? And it's again, no, that they self-sabotage everything. It's their self-sabotaging behavior. And it's because they don't like who they are. They don't believe in who they are. So there's that, you know, that's what the problem is. It's like people that don't believe that they deserve love. They tend to get in their own way when they experience love. It's like they don't trust themselves, and fear is the number one reason, because they overthink, they strategize, they never are coming from their true real self. They're never comfortable enough to. So we ask spirit, what is any other energy that we can pull in to help us feel even more better? Where should we be directing our energy now? What should we be thinking? Or is there anything else that we could have learned from this situation? And that is manifestation of light. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self. In harmony with light and beauty, I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms, my intellect shines, and my inner light grows. So I feel like, again, this was a karmic test. And it was also to let you see that, you're not as weak as you feel. Again, I feel like if you grew up in an environment that wasn't supportive, that's why you would feel that way. And it was to continue to grow yourself, to develop your inner self, because you passed this, but it's almost like there's still more life to live. There's still, like I said, you went back into this energy again, that playful energy. You were able to again find your unique individuality, but in order to really transmute this energy. Like I said, it's about creating more experiences for yourself, because when you do, you actually create new neurological pathways in your mind. The way that you respond and you react to things are going to be different, because the people that you meet are going to be different. When you love yourself and good things begin to happen, you don't just attract the moths, but you also attract people that are on a higher vibration that are going to open up new worlds for you to help you discover really who you are. Because when you grow up in that trauma, there's parts of you that still you don't know who you are, because you've only been exposed to certain things because there was that, dominance over you. But whether that was good dominance, again, the person had good intention or bad intention, again, it just means that you haven't lived enough life. So you don't know who you know. You don't know enough about who you are to actually know what you would want. And so that's why Spirit says, if you would have gotten involved with this person, they would have kept you bound to like that energy that you grew up with, which you didn't like, which was traumatizing, which was overbearing to you, which stagnated your growth. So that's all that Spirit's saying. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. I hope that you resonated. And if you did, let me know. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. I feel like this one was a long one. Let me know whether it was.